Hello folks, welcome to another one of my old videos recorded for the Button Mashers channel. This one is League of Legends 96, Dueling Crystal Arrows, originally recorded on June 26th, 2011. Enjoy!
Hello folks, this is Sula again, and you're listening to a commentary video for League of Legends, this one featuring Ashe. This is taken from a pre-made custom game, so this is me playing with YouTube viewers, people who watch my channel. You can see that I'm playing here as Ashe. I'm playing alongside Developed X, who's playing as Janna, with Ashane, who's playing as Kale, with Plasma Puffball, who's playing as Poppy, and with Dakota, who's playing as Warwick. Then, matched up against us are other people, other friends of ours. So you can see we have Sarbruce playing as Nocturne, Ben Ga playing as Ashe. I'm going to ignore those double X's. Blink UD3, who's playing as Malzahar, Cole, who's playing as Singed, and Ob Crazy God, who's playing as Alistar. So these are the lineups. We thought that our team maybe had a little bit more people in terms of experience. I think that we had Developed X and Plasma Puffball, who are generally some of the stronger players in our group, so that's part of the reason why we're playing maybe a little bit more champs that we're not accustomed to. You can see Plasma Puffball playing Poppy, and Developed does play Janna a lot, but then Shane decided to play Kale, which was kind of a weird setup. And then we realized once we were on the loading screen, we were trying to figure out, okay, we can do this, we can have this champion lineup, but what are we going to do in terms of the lanes if we're going to have this sort of wacky champion setup? So we decided that what we would do is out of these champions, we wanted to do an Ashe Janna bottom lane, but then that would mean that our other solo lanes were going to have to be Kale Poppy, and that seemed really, really bad. So we decided, all right, well, we'll put Ashe in the middle lane, and we'll end up putting Kale in the top lane, and then we'll have Janna and Poppy down in the bottom lane. One of the interesting consequences of that was that Develop decided that he was going to be playing, instead of a support Janna, more of a straight AP Janna, straight ability power Janna, but we'll get to that in a little bit. Anyway, in terms of the other team, they had something a little bit unusual. Notice that they had double teleports on their team. They have teleport on Singed and they have teleport on Alistar, so they have a little bit more of a pushing team comp that is based on pushing lanes, trying to take down towers. That's sort of more what they're doing. Teleport, pretty good to put on Singed, particularly you can stick Singed in the top lane, give him teleport, and then he can stay up there, push the lane, keep the lane pushed to the tower, and then teleport into things like teleport into a dragon fight if your team has a ward there. If there's a team fight in bottom lane, can all of a sudden be there. So a pretty good setup to have, pretty useful thing. We asked Dakota where he wanted to start with Warwick, and he said he wanted to start at Wraiths, so that's why we're over here, just trying to protect him, make sure that the enemy team doesn't invade and try to steal his Wraiths or anything like that. So anyway, I'm going to head up to mid. I'm going to try to get started here. There's Dakota smiting the Wraith, and Shane's going to head up the top, and we're going to get started with this game. We'll see who we're up against. Now, I don't play Ashe very often. I don't play the ranged carries all that frequently, so this was me trying to get in some practice with different champs. You can see I do have the Queen Ashe skin. I think it's the nicest of the different Ashe skins. There's quite a few of them. It's my favorite. I picked it up when it was on sale, even though I don't really play Ashe that much, but there it is, just zooming in so you can see it right there. And I am going to end up matched up against Blink UD's Malzahar here in mid for quite some time. It's a bit of a difficult matchup, but I'll talk more about that as we go through the game, about the different ways that different advantages that each of the two champions has here. Anyway, in top lane, Ashane's Kale is going to be up against Cole's Singed. That's a bit of a strange lane. You really don't see Kale played much at all, much less in a solo lane, but it's sort of what we ended up doing. Meanwhile, down here, Plasma Puffball's Poppy and Develop's Janna are going to be up against Crazy God's Alistar, and up against, who is it that just went in the brush? And Benga's Ashe there. So we do have two Ashe players in the game, both of us with different skins. Interestingly, he has one of the other Ashe skins. Can't recall what the name of this one is. I think it's the Sherwood Forest Ashe, not 100% sure. And then I'm jungling as Warwick, and then on the other team, who is jungling? Sir Bruce is jungling as Nocturne there on the other side. Okay, what I was trying to do early on is I was trying to trade harass a little bit with Blink Beauty, just because I started with boots and 3 health pots, and he started with a Doran's Ring, so that means that if we harass back and forth and we come out even, it'll be to my advantage because I have the health pots to give me extra health give me back some health, whereas he doesn't. The problem with that, though, is due to his skills as Malzahar, he consistently is better at pushing the creep wave, pushing the minion wave than I am. So that means that he constantly keeps having minion advantage all throughout, and that's pretty significant in the early portions of the game. It's really hard to go into a fight at low levels if the other side has a lot more minions than you. And notice that right there, unfortunately I wasn't able to get a lot of that for him. Anyway, the reason why it's so tough to lane against Malzahar is his Malefic Visions really helps farm for him, particularly as it gets higher in level. Anyway, right here is the first time I'm able to go in on him. Notice that there's no minions, so I'm able to hit him with a volley and then chase after him with my Frost Arrows, slowing him down, doing a little bit of kiting action. If I had been a little bit more on top of that, I might have been able to kill him there. That is, I could have, if I had been a little faster on the uptake, if I had seen that coming, I could have popped Ghost, ghosted after him, and then started chasing him down, and maybe even gotten a kill. Not 100% sure, but maybe. But again, like I said, I really don't play Ashe hardly at all, so I didn't really see that happening until after it was already in progress. So I was a little slow on the uptake and not able to do that. Anyway, though, right now, because I've pushed this minion wave to tower, that's what I wanted to do. I sent Blink UD back to base, so I wanted to push my minions back to the tower. He won't be able to farm these minions. The tower's going to eat them. And then when he comes back out, while he's going back to base, I went back, I picked up a Doran's Blade, another health pot, and a Slate Ward. So that's a pretty good buy early on for Ashe, just picking up that extra Doran's Blade, give me a little bit more sustainability. I'm going to miss 2 minions. I missed 1 minion there, and there a second minion right there. But I'm going to get everything else, so that was a good time to go back and buy. Also, one other thing I'll mention, notice how there are these lines on the minimap anytime I click to move. That's a bug with the replay client. It used to do this, and then it was fixed in a patch. And then in the most recent patch from Riot, it was broken again. So, sorry, nothing I can do about that. Just do your best to ignore that. It always points back to the Nexus. It's just a bug in the replay client. And there's nothing I can do about that, because otherwise I can't show you replays. Anyway, here, trying to farm up these minions, so I'm going to use my volley to get that one, and miss on that minion there. And that one was down to like 1 HP, but I did get the last one. Anyway, Dakota's over here. I was waiting to see if he was going to try to go in. I mean, when Blink UD pushed up right there to my tower, that would have been the right moment to go in as Warwick. Would have been the right time to do that. Anyway, there, a little nice harass there. That went off pretty well. And like, yeah, like right now, it would be the time to come forward and fight this. And so there it goes, but not really going to turn into anything there. Warwick, one of the weaknesses of Warwick is he's a very poor jungler. Very bad at getting people out of the brush, very bad at trying to get kills until he gets level 6 and gets his ultimate. So that really wasn't that effective, to be perfectly honest. Wasn't the best time to go in, and it just really didn't turn into anything. So in any case, a nice try, but just I don't think Dakota has jungled all that much with Warwick, and that didn't turn out to be that effective. Anyway, up here, still laning back and forth. Not too much going on in the side lanes at the moment, so I'll try to keep an eye on my lane. I'm farming pretty well, 30 minion kills against 25 for Malzahar, but the problem is as his Malefic Visions gets more leveled up, it's going to be easier and easier for him to push the lane. All he has to do is drop that Malefic Visions, and it will start farming the minion wave pretty much for him, whereas I have to, you know, last hit with Ashe. So again, Malzahar, I would definitely say beats Ashe in lane. Anyway, Ashane is in a little trouble up here, but looks like he was able to back off to the tower. Ashe, just not a very strong laner. I mean, if you look at her skills, she really doesn't have any skills that actually increase damage. Her only one that deals damage is her volley. Her Q just slows. You can see all it does is allow people to all it does is slow the target. Her E is, of course, Hawkshot, so naturally does no damage. And her Crystal Arrow, of course, is great for the stun, but, you know, it doesn't really do that much damage. So Ashe, not really that good in the laning phase. She's just, you can see how Malzahar is really just sort of pushing my lane around. He can push it to the tower so quickly by using his skills on me. So I'm relatively weak at this stage of the game. It's one reason why Ashe does so well being put in a duo lane and being supported, because she doesn't really come into her own until later in the game. In late game situations, Ashe is just a monster. She has so much initiation, so much utility with her Hawkshot and her Crystal Arrow, but earlier in the game, not nearly so good. Anyway, I thought I saw Sir Bruce heading into the brush up here, so I'm going to try to keep an eye on Ashane up there. And indeed, there's the ultimate going to come out. And is Ashane going to be able to make it out of this? He's using his ultimate. Is he going to be able to? Is he going to be okay here? There's Sir Bruce taking a lot of damage. Now Cole has been exhausted by the tower, and Ashane doing a lot of damage here. How's this going to turn out? Unfortunately, Ashane has been poisoned, and Ashane is going to lose that battle. Don't know quite how low Cole was, because I had to keep an eye on middle lane. And of course, the replay client only updates on wherever you're looking on the screen. So the one thing I was thinking when I played this game was maybe I could have shot an arrow up there, but I decided not to. And maybe, I mean, it would have been long odds to hit, but maybe I could have hit Cole. Maybe I could have saved Ashane. So something to consider when playing. You can see that now Cole's pushing this tower. And again, I don't really know how much health he has. Hard to say. He's gone Catalyst first. Anyway, again, like I said, I'd like to play more aggressively here on Blink UD, but he's doing a good job of staying behind the minions, making it hard for me to harass him. keeping the minion lane, keeping the wave pushed at all times so that he always has creep advantage over me, makes it hard. Like right here, I'm actually able to go in and start getting in some harass. Right there, though, he's going to get in his pool, going to get off his silence on me, and do a fair amount of damage. So we just kind of trade harass back and forth. Overall, though, it's probably more important that I just focus on farming and not be so concerned about trying to kill Blink UD. And like right there, I'm going to dodge the pool. He's going to ult me, but I'm not going to be on the pool, so that's going to allow me to survive there. I'm going to burn the flash, going to use my crystal arrow. And you can see I did get in some good harass there, but clearly came out the loser in that particular confrontation. Like I said, Ashe just not that strong in lane. You don't really want to be getting into too much fighting in lane with Ashe. You can use your arrow, like for example, if the jungler comes, see how Dakota's here? Like if I can lead with arrow into a Warwick ultimate, then we could go for a kill, but in terms of just going back and forth in the lane, it's really not worth it to try to get a kill. Malzahar just much stronger than me in lane. You know, he can dominate that matchup. Dakota also is still not level 6, he's only level 5, you can see. And he also doesn't have boots, which is not at all good for 10 minutes into the game. So we really need to go for, like I said, an Ashe arrow into a Warwick ultimate, something like that. But just going back and forth in lane in a straight 1v1, Ashe is probably not going to beat Malzahar. Anyway, while we have some downtime, let's look at the overall stats here. You can see 54 minion kills against 57 for Malzahar, so we're pretty much just even at this point in time. Up in top lane, Cole has 47, Ashane has 25. Ashane's also died, so Ashane is pretty far behind in that lane. He's actually losing that pretty badly at this point in time. There, I'm going to get off a volley for a little bit of harassment. Down in the bottom lane, let's see, we have 22 minion kills undeveloped, 21 on Plasma Puffball, so pretty even thus far in between the two of them. And then Obvious Crazy God, or OVV, maybe it's obvious, Crazy God has 0 minion kills, so I guess he's trying to play pure support. By the way, that's not my arrow. That was the arrow of the other Ashe player. And you can see Benga is taking all the farm down there. He has 56, so he's actually keeping up with me quite well. We're almost dead even though he's in the duo lane, which is kind of not a good sign for later on in this game if they have a duo lane Ashe that's keeping up with me in farm. So overall, the game's relatively even thus far. You can see only the 1 kill just up in top lane. Right now, Dakota coming up here in top lane. There's the Warwick ultimate on Cole. Cole must be relatively low. There's the exhaust coming in because you can see the blood scent. But there's the Nocturne ult. I'm assuming that Sar Bruce is up here as well. And let's see, yeah, going in on Dakota. Oh, Cole very, very low. I wish I could hit him with an arrow. You can see I actually did arrow him. Wow, I actually did hit him. I fired that arrow up there. I had no idea while playing if it actually hit him. Only now on the replay client can I see that it actually did hit him, but not enough damage to kill him, unfortunately. I think I got him pretty close to dead there, but he did manage to survive that. So another kill in top lane, and now Ashane's going to be that much further behind because he's 0-2. Well, Cole is 2-0, so he's unfortunately losing that lane pretty hard thus far. Anyway, I'm continuing to farm here. Like I said, the best thing I can do for the team is just continue to farm, I didn't, when I went back on my last trip to base, I didn't buy anything except some more health pots. I wanted to get a BF sword, which now I can afford, have the 1650 gold that's required to pick it up. So just waiting on that. That'll make me a lot stronger in lane. Blink UD, you can see he has he picked up a blasting wand on his last trip back to base. He also picked up boots, which he was missing before. Seems like a good decision because it'll help allow him to avoid Ashe kiting, just because it gives him the extra movement speed. Anyway, again, like I said before, love to play more aggressively, but just don't want to go in and fight when he has that creep advantage. And I'm pretty sure that if in a straight one-on-one, he's going to beat me in the matchup. Only if I can get in a lot of harass, first of all, is it really worthwhile to try to fight. Anyway, doing my best, trying to farm these minions at the tower. Just missed that one. But overall, I think I was pretty successful at farming. Like right there. Oh, and is he going to be able to finish me off here? I'm very, very low, and nope, gonna slip out of there with 52 health left, just barely. I believe that I was outside the Malzahar pool. You look at Blink UD saying not again. I believe I was outside the pool. I think that that's the reason why I survived there. Not 100% sure. I do have magic resist runes on Ashe that give me just a little bit of extra magic resist glyphs on her. So that may have been the difference as well, since I did go down to 50 HP. But in any case, I just barely managed to survive that. if Blink UD had a little bit more magic, a little more ability power, or if he had Sorcerer's Shoes, I do think he would have killed me there, but came up just a little bit shy of killing me. So really, I'm sort of just hanging on in this lane, 84 minion kills against 86. Like I said, I really do think that Malzahar is stronger than Ashe in the laning phase. And now Dakota's here. You can see he's pushing this minion wave. Debatable as to whether he should be pushing the minion wave, but he's going to push it, and so I'm going to farm this. And we'll go up and just take a few pot shots at this tower. Not really going to turn into anything. I think I'm going to Hawk Shot. Yeah, going to Hawk Shot to make sure that nobody's coming from bottom. So just going to get in a little bit of poke at that tower. You can see we did about 20% of its life in damage. Drew Sir Bruce out over here to try to defend that. And I've been tagged with Malefic Visions, which is doing pretty good damage, so I'm going to drink a health pot in order to help offset that. Anyway, so this lane is pretty much even. It's almost dead even thus far, 91 to 90, yeah, so pretty much dead even. Blink UD has picked up Sorcerer's Shoes, which is bad news for me. If he hits on his Malzahar pool plus ult combination, he will kill me with that. Meanwhile, over here, Dakota tried to go and solo Dragon, which is just not a good idea for many, many reasons, and well, you see the result. Just not a good idea to go solo Dragon. If they have a ward there, you're going to get destroyed. And as it turns out, they did have a ward, and so that was a bad decision. So Dakota is going to give them a death, going to feed them a kill, and he's also going to give them Dragon, because with our jungler dead and their jungler alive, there's no way that we can go in there and take that away from them. So that was a rather bad play. The only good thing is that with Cole teleporting down there, Cole teleported to a ward, and you can see I'm going to harass him a little bit. That does allow a Shane to get in some farm up in top lane. Meanwhile, down in bottom, we're able to score a kill down there on Vengaz Ashe, I believe it was that they killed. Yeah, was able to score a kill on him. For some reason, he had never gone back to base even one time, which is a little bit silly. Like, he didn't have boots, which is kind of strange. No real reason not to go back there. So anyway, we're able to get a kill down in bottom lane, and we were able to get some farm for a Shane up in top lane. But he's still pretty far behind. You can see 46 to 77, not too good. Anyway, here I saw that Blink UD was low, so I decided to go in and started attacking him. And you can see I'm going to get him really low, but somehow my volley missed. And right here, he's going to ult me. And then here's where I make the mistake. I walk into tower range to volley. I'm going to take 2 tower shots, and look at this. The minions are going to finish me off. And he's going to get credit for killing me. So I really messed that one up. That was not too well done at all, guys. And you can see Blink UD is going to make it out with just a little bit of health left. So really messed that one up. That was a dumb play. Remember how I said that the thing I should concentrate on was just farming, not really trying to play super aggressively. I made the mistake there to go in and try to get the kill. I really should have gotten that kill, but I executed it poorly. In part, I'm going to say due to the fact that, like I said, I rarely play Ashe. When I hit on the arrow, I probably should not have burned my flash. It was a mistake to arrow and then flash in. If I had arrowed and then ghosted, I could have gone in, gone after him, had the extra movement speed, could have gone in, probably killed him next to the tower, and then flashed out of the tower instead of taking that last tower shot. So all that, just mistakes being made, a lot of mistakes in how I did that. I really shouldn't have died there, but in another sense, probably just a mistake to go for the kill in the first place, because by handing Blink UD that kill, I gave him a lot of gold. He's now ahead of me in experience too, because you do get experience for kills. Now you can see he's level 12, and I'm only level 11, so he has a full level advantage over me, and he has and I fed him extra gold for more of an item advantage. So you can see he now finished his Catalyst, and he had the Sorcerer's Shoes before, but he finished his Catalyst, so not too good. That puts me further behind here, and we are actually in a lot of trouble here overall in this game. A Shane behind Cole up there in top lane. I'm not exactly sure what happened. He's getting poisoned, taking a lot of damage here. Right there's the slow, but Shane really has been having a lot of trouble with Cole as he gets more and more farmed up. You can see Cole has the Catalyst, he has Boots of Swiftness, looks like he's building Rylai's. You can see he has the Giant's Belt, so he has a lot of health right now. And their team is just out farming us by a huge amount at this point in time. Look, 109, 112, 93, and I'm over 100, and nobody else is really over 60. So just their team is getting really, really far ahead just in terms of the laning phase, getting so many more minion kills. Oh, right there, got arrowed from bottom lane. I don't know exactly what the target of that was, whether it was going after, whether it was intended to go after a Shane in top lane or me in mid, but fortunately Blink UD was a little slow in following that up. If he had been faster, he could have possibly pulled and ulted me, and then I would have died. Oh, right there, I saw that a Shane was getting Cole was diving him at the tower, so I arrowed top lane. You can see by the health bar over here that Shane's really low. So I decided to arrow into that, but Cole backed off, and it didn't turn into anything. So I guess that was a waste, but if he had continued diving, there's a decent chance that would have hit. Alright, anyway, I'm trying to play cautiously. I want to make sure I don't get caught in that pool. See, if I get caught in that pool and then ulted by Blink UD, I am going to die. He has enough ability power and magic penetration that should kill me, even at full health right now. I don't have that much magic resist. I have bought a no magic mantle as part of the way of trying to survive this lane. Normally... Oh, and there Cole has dived behind a Shane at the tower and gotten a kill. So Shane really in trouble now. Has now died 3 times in top lane. Normally, I would probably go for either Berserker Greaves or the Boots of Swiftness in this game, but with myself being matched up against Malzahar, I really wanted the magic resist, so I figured I'll just build Merc Treads for this game. Anyway, Dakota trying to set up for a gank here on Blink UD, but one of the problems was he keeps showing himself. Like, every time he walks by the minions, Blink UD can see him, so we're really not going to be successful in trying to pull off a kill if Blink UD knows he's there. That's one of the reasons why I like to take flash on Warwick. Like, let's say you're in the brush right here. When Malzahar moves forward, flash, ult, all of a sudden you're on him, and then Ashe can arrow after that. You've got double stuns, and it's a pretty effective combination. But for whatever reason, we just weren't able to set that up with Dakota in this game. He doesn't have flash for one thing. He does have ghost, so it makes it a little bit harder to set up those kind of kills. But just felt like Dakota wasn't quite able to get his positioning right to set things up. And you can see he really hasn't been able to ult a lot of lanes. Hasn't really been able to make the Warwick ultimate felt in this game so far. Anyway, right now you can see Blink UD heading down to bottom lanes, but fortunately we have a ward there. I'm not sure who put it down, but it was a nice ward, whoever did that. So Developed and Plasma gonna skedaddle out of there, head back to the safety of their tower. Meanwhile, I'm gonna keep farming here. Up in top lane, we did lose our tower. Ashane's still pushing this lane. It's a little bit unsafe, especially without a ward here. That's kind of an unsafe position to be in, but I'm going to continue farming these minions. Accidentally turned on my frost shot for a second there. And yep, you can see what's going to happen. Here comes Cole, pushing up forward in top lane. Cole pretty strong at this point. There comes the arrow, and gonna miss. Sir Bruce and Cole counter-ganking this just in standard form. Doing the right job here. I think I'm actually going to arrow up here. You can see Dakota taking a lot of damage, and I believe he's going to get killed. There comes my arrow. Didn't hit anything. Was pretty close, but missed it. Remember, no tower here. No tower here to protect them. So that was a pretty classic overpush. Again, no ward, no vision down here. To go all the way up to this tower when you have no vision on the river is very, very unsafe, especially when you have no tower here because there's no safety. And so, unfortunately, that's another kill for the other team. They're ahead 6-1 right now, and they're pretty far ahead at this point. So really, that was just a mistake. Pushing this tower was not a good decision when we had no vision. Now, if we had had vision, if we had had a ward like down here or a ward over here, would have been a much safer play to make. But in the context of that situation, was a little bit too aggressive of a play. Anyway, someone's pinging dragon. Not sure that we can really go and fight for this dragon right now. Anyway, I had a feeling that Blink UD was going to try to dive me here, especially when I saw Cole show up. So I'm just going to try to defeat the minion wave. I'd love to go in and fight this, but there's nobody around me. I would love to arrow Blink UD under the tower and fight, but I just can't really go out and do that right now. Just not safe. Anyway, here I did take a lot of damage there. I think I'm going to drink a health potion any second now. That's what I should be doing in any case, since I do have the 2 health potions and I'm a little bit low. There it is. There we go. I do remember that I did that during the game. Anyway, Shane coming over. There's an arrow coming in on Dakota from bottom lane. A nice arrow from their Ashe player. Not going to turn into anything. Here, though, I'm going to initiate on Blink UD because I knew Shane was there. Going to go in, and we're going to try to finish him off. Dakota's going to get the kill. Meanwhile, I'm trying to get away. Cole did a lot of damage to me, and there, we're going to get the kill. But can I survive 3 HP? And I'm going to make it out with 3 HP. So, wow, just barely managing to survive. The Singe Poison almost finishing me off. And you can see Crazy God, who was apparently watching the fight, even mentioning that. Now, I made a big mistake in that fight. I should have just used my Ghost or my Flash. I should have just flashed out in the middle of that fight. I would have made it out with no problems. I would have survived with no issue. Not using my Flash there was stupid. Oh, in the bottom lane, a nice dive there, Plasma. I'm sure that Plasma turned on the Poppy ult, dove beyond the tower, and got a kill on Bengha's Ashe. So, nice play there. As I said in that last fight, though, the mistake not using Flash, I should have used Flash. I could have avoided taking that extra damage at the end that nearly killed me. It was way too close. Never should have gotten that close. The good thing I did, though, was I did get a nice arrow initiation, my crystal arrow. Got the initiation on Malzahar. We were able to burst down Blink UD's Malzahar before the fight really got going, and that was the key in winning that particular engagement. So I did get off a nice initial engage, but didn't use my summoners effectively enough, and that was a pretty silly mistake. Nearly got me killed. Really probably should have gotten me killed. But fortunately, I did drink that health potion a little bit earlier and gave me just enough health to survive that fight. But exciting fight nonetheless. Anyway, so that helped us out quite a bit, but we're still behind in this game. The biggest issue is really the farming edge. I mean, sure, we're behind in kills, we're behind in towers because they have a tower down and we don't. But look at this. I'm at 159, and nobody else is over 100. They have 4 different champs over 100. That is a massive, massive advantage in gold for their team. So that is really a huge issue. And that is a big time problem going forward. Plus, right there, I had taken so much damage from Malzahar continuously pushing the lane that they're actually going to take down my tower in mid and give them extra global gold. Anyway, Ashane in some trouble here. You can see Cole is chasing him. I'm going to Hawkshot trying to come over. I see Sir Bruce there. I don't want to run that way, so I'm going to try to back off and wait for more teammates to come. Wait for Dakota to get here. Now, together, we can move up here and try to get up here to protect Ashane. But you can see Sir Bruce is up there. You just saw him poke out. We're in a lot of danger here. There's Cole right now. Anyway, you can see Blink UD coming over here as well. I'm going to arrow, but it's kind of a stupid arrow to put. I hit Cole. You don't want to use your cooldowns on Singed. I just used Ghost there. I've just been hit by the Fear from Nocturne. I'm going to use my Flash. Ashane did ult me in order to enable me to get out of there. So I'm going to survive the fight, but we had to use multiple ults. I had to use both summoners, and really the problem there was engaging on Cole. Cole's not the one we want to engage on. He's Singed. Anyway, here you can see he's chasing after Dakota. I'm continuing to try to kite him with my frost arrows, but now Crazy God is here, Sir Bruce is here, and Dakota's going to go down, and I'm really surrounded here at the tower, so I'm in a lot of trouble. Meanwhile, over here, Plasma and Developed are taking down bottom lane because their whole team left. I believe that Crazy God teleported over here as Alistar, because I believe he was in bottom lane before that. So not looking too good at this point in time. That was a really bad situation for us. They came into our jungle. They're able to invade with impunity. If you notice, they just left here, so pretty sure they took our blue buff. And well, they're not going to go for Baron, but they may be able to go for it in the future. So you can see, yep, they took our blue. However, Sir Bruce, who took our blue buff, is in kind of a silly position here. Notice how he's away from the rest of the team. So I'm going to come out and engage. There's the volley. There's the frost shot. Ashane's going to hit on the Kale slow, and there's the Ash arrow. I was pretty sure that he wouldn't be able to react fast enough to get off his spell shield. And indeed, Sir Bruce wasn't able to react fast enough. That was pretty much a point-blank arrow. And so we're going to be able to finish off that kill. And that was a pretty easy one to get. Nothing special there. That was just Sir Bruce being out of position. He was continuing to farm this lane over here, and that was not a safe place. He should have just left. So now he was able to hand us back that blue buff and hand us another kill. The gold, which is very, very helpful indeed for me on Ashe, because I pretty much am going to have to carry the team at this point in time, just because the rest of the team is so underfarmed. Developed is the only one. Developed's the only other one who's getting farmed. And Developed and Plasma, don't get me wrong, are doing a nice job down here. You can see 113 minion kills, but AP Janna is not exactly a common build. Plasma is 400, so I mean you can see he's doing a good job, but he really doesn't have any minion kills down there. The fact that Ashane is so far behind, and that Dakota has been relatively ineffective in his jungling thus far, is sort of a problem, just because their team, you know, you can just see the numbers here. They've got a ton of minion kills, and that spells bad news for us long term. Anyway, I did pick up red buff there. I'm going to now head back and go back and buy. I wanted to finish off Merc Treads just so I could get the extra movement speed, and then I want to start working towards Phantom Dancer. I'm playing Ashe, so I want to do a critical strike build. That's why I've got the Infinity Edge. With Ashe, remember Ashe is passive. Ashe's critical strike chances increases whenever she's not attacking. So you always do want to do a crit build if you're going to be playing as Ashe. Some attack damage champs you don't want to do necessarily a critical build. Some you do, some you don't. But Ashe is definitely one you always want to get Infinity Edge. Infinity Edge pretty much mandatory on Ashe. There's no reason ever not to get Infinity Edge when playing Ashe. You definitely want it. So that's what I'm thinking there. I'm going to go Infinity Edge, and I'm going to get Phantom Dancer, and then we'll look at whatever I need from there. But that's sort of the core Ashe build that I think is most effective right now. Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer. Oftentimes you want Berserker Greaves as well for the extra attack speed. Here I am getting in a lot of damage on Cole. You can see getting in some nice Ashe when he's not dodging my attacks in any case. But he's just keeping the lane pushed right now. Ashane over here, not in a safe position. He is getting in some solo farm, but he's not really in a safe spot. Does have his Rage Blade, and he almost has Master's Tooth. So he's presumably going to go back and buy here or something. I don't know. In any case, Ashane, if you're going to farm up there, you really should buy a ward to drop down here. Otherwise, it's just not safe. And I believe I am going to go try to get a Baron ward here just because the one that we had ran out. That Clairvoyance, spotting Cerberus up there, so nice CV from, I believe, Developed had the CV on our team. Yep. It is always nice when you have a Clairvoyance on your team and the enemy team doesn't. Just gives you so much extra map information. So anyway, not too much going on right now, just continuing to try to farm. You can see I am doing a lot of damage right now. I don't have that much armor penetration though, only have 21%, which isn't that much. I did not take armor penetration, armor penetration quints. I did not take them for this game. I took the health ones because I was going to be in the solo lane. Wanted a little bit more safety. In a duo lane, being supported by Janna, I would definitely take armor penetration quints. Anyway, over here, we're trying to set up for a gank on the Malzahar player, Blink UD right here. So I was telling Plasma, if we can set up, if I can get off an arrow here, let's go in. And so I'm trying to look for the right moment to do that. Again, not the hardest one to hit, but there we go. Get a hit on the arrow right there. There's the volley. Now the frost arrows. Plasma's going to come in, use his ult, use his Deathfire Grasp, and that was able to polish off a kill pretty easily. So I think that was rather well done. Just some nice teamwork there. Nice job. Poppy very good at assassinating enemy champions. The ultimate, not even really that needed because we didn't have to dive the tower. But together, the two of us able to polish that off. And with Malzahar dead, we're going to make a play for this dragon. You can see I'm going to toss down the word to give us sight. We have pretty good sight here. We have the Clairvoyance. We can see they're not there. They could theoretically come out of here, but we can see two champs in bottom lane, Benga and Crazy God. So we're pretty safe to do this. We did just kill Malzahar. And there we go, gonna score that dragon. So I believe that they have 2 dragons to our 1. Not 100% sure, but I think that that's what the score is overall right now. And Ashane is doing what he should be doing, which is continuing to farm up here in top lane. He's been kind of under farmed throughout the game, but starting to get back into it now. You can see 118. I mean, he's behind where he should be, but as long as he keeps farming, it's going to be better and better for us in the long run. He really needs to get at least that Rage Blade plus Nashor's Tooth, which is, at least it used to be kind of the core Kale build. I don't know if it still is, but it's probably still the core Kale build. Cole continuing to chase right here, but Ashane's going to be able to get out of that. Kale does have a movement speed on her heal. I can't remember what these skills are called. I used to play Kale, but nobody plays Kale anymore, so I honestly don't know. Anyway, right there, notice that our blue buff is back up again. We were trying to figure out who we should get the blue buff on during this game. And I think I was asking Ashane whether he wanted it. Kale's not really the right person to put it on for this game, but we don't really have a true AP carry in this game. So at this point I was like, well, alright, I'll just take it. Nobody else seems to want it, so I guess I'll take it. Even though I don't think it's all that great on Ashe. Anyway, here we were looking to try to go after Cole. You can see Cole's singed, but Cole actually just put down a ward over here at Baron, so he has full visibility on Dakota coming up here, so he is going to back off. And our attempts to try to get him are not going to succeed because he has full vision of this area, and he can see that there are champs coming. So again, having a ward over here, pretty nice thing. I decided to volley the brush in case someone was in there, but nobody was there. And Warwick's saying he keeps forgetting words. Yeah, junglers should generally be buying more words. I mean, you don't have to buy all the words, but it's nice for a jungler to pick up some. So just something to remember. Let's see, one problem for our team is Cole is getting really, really farmed. You can see 188. He does have the Boots of Swiftness and Rylai's, and now he's getting a Sunfire Cape, so he's going to be very, very difficult for us to take down later in the game. He's going to have a lot of ability power, and he also is going to be very, very tanky. And there, I should have gotten that minion kill, but now Cerberus going to gank this up in top lane, going to go after Ashane and Dakota. So Ashane in a lot of trouble here, needs to use his ultimate. There it is. I fired an arrow, but you can see I let it by too much. Missed on the timing. Dakota going to use his ultimate on Cerberus. Not really doing that much damage though. He does have the Madras. Here I'm trying to come in here, trying to get into the fight, trying to go after Cerberus. I don't want to be attacking Cole. So right there I'm doing a lot of damage, and right there I get hit by the fear, but I'm going to flash out of it, and Dakota's going to get the kill. So I think I played that just right. A little lower than I wanted to get because I went down to 10 HP. And now I was like, oh no, it's Malzahar! Oh no! Oh, so that was not good. Should have just gone into the base there. And right here, Blink UD going to use his pool and ult on Dakota, and Dakota's going to die here. So they're going to take him down. And very nicely done by Blink UD. Yeah, my mistake was when you get that low, don't fool around, just run back into the base. I was not expecting Blink UD to come all the way over here and be right here. Wasn't expecting him to be there, but that was a dumb play by me. I was not expecting that clearly, and it turned into a kill, but you can't mess up too much. can't make those kind of mistakes when you're sitting on 10 HP. So that didn't work out. We trade 2 for 2 because, well, we really went 1 for 2, but they were able to get a kill down in bottom lane on Crazy God. I'm not sure who it was that got that. It was either Plasma or Developed. Not exactly sure which one of them got it, but they were able to score a kill in bottom lane. So technically we go 2 for 2, but not really because they won the fight up here. So my bad. My positioning was not where it needed to be. And because so much of the enemy team's damage is magic, I have picked up Negatron Cloak as my next item. I want to be building that magic damage, or excuse me, want to be building up that magic resist. I mean, if you look at their team, Malzahar, Singed, and Alistar all doing mostly magic damage. I suppose that Ashe is not doing magic damage, but I haven't really seen Benga like at all throughout the entire game. And if it's just Nocturne, I'm not too concerned about the physical damage he's dealing. It's really been Malzahar that's been doing most of the damage to me thus far in the game, so that's why I've been going more for the magic resist and wanted to pick up that Negatron Cloak. Okay, anyway, right now, so we're trying to regroup after that last fight. We're expecting the next big fight will be over Baron. You can see 34 minutes into the game, no one has taken Baron yet, so that's the next real big team objective. Here, Cole's coming after me, and I make a mistake. I should have just arrowed Cole and just gotten out of here. Instead, Cole's going to toss me, and in comes Sir Bruce, and my summoners are still down from that last fight. In comes Blink UD, and they're going to take me down and kill me there. So, again, mistake on my part. I got caught by Cole. I really, with my summoners down, I should have just arrowed Cole the minute I saw him, and then that would have allowed me to escape. But instead, 3-man gank mid, and they're going to kill me. So I really was not playing particularly well at this point in time. That was a mistake. Now, Plasma popping his ult on Crazy God, and you can see he used his Deathfire Grasp. I really am not sure what he was thinking at this point in time. Plasma had played a really nice game up to this point in time, but for some reason, he just decided to run 1v4 into the middle of the enemy team here. And as you'd expect, it's not really working out. So that's another kill handed to their team, and we're really in a lot of trouble at this point in time in the game. You can see my score doesn't really look that good. 1-3-4, nothing special at this point in time. And remember, that was with me getting some miracle escapes too. I've escaped from the one fight with 3 hit points. I nearly escaped another time with 10 HP. So not doing that well in this game so far. I wasn't very happy with how I was playing at this point in time. I even probably should have bought a red crystal towards a Banshee's Veil just to give myself a little bit extra health, but I didn't, so that shows I wasn't paying too much attention to how much gold I had there. So at this point, really, the other team has a very big advantage in this game. You can see they have more towers down. They have 2 towers down. Well, I guess we both have 2 towers down. Funny, but it feels like they have more down than us. They are ahead in Dragons. They're ahead 2-1. They're ahead a lot in Farm. They're ahead in kills. So really, they're ahead of the game right now. This is not a safe place for me to be right now, even though Dakota and I are both in a very unsafe position, but are going to get in a little poke at the tower, but then we're going to have to back out of this. And that very easily could have been a death. Yeah, you can see there comes in the Ashe arrow from bottom lane. If that had hit us, we definitely would have died, but we're able to escape out of there. Over here, we saw that Dragon was back up again, so I'm going to pull the Dragon out, and we're going to make a play for this. This wasn't the safest Dragon fight in the world to do, but I figured that we had a chance to go for it. At least right up until I saw this, Cole teleporting into an invisible ward, and at that point in time, I realized, nope, we can't fight for this Dragon. We just got to get out of this. The whole play for Dragon was based on the assumption that Cole was not going to be there and that we could get a 4v5, but Cole using his teleport effectively, going to get out of there, and we just have to escape. And unfortunately, Shane got trapped behind the rest of the team and was taken down in the middle of that fight. And just not having a good game, has gotten behind the 8-ball. That's how this game works. You get behind the snowball, and then it gets really hard to do anything. So, in a lot of trouble there. So we're going to have to give up that Dragon. They're going to take it. And at this point, really all we can do is just defend and hope that their team will make mistakes from this point, since we're really in a lot of trouble here. Anyway, Benga is very farmed. You can see he does have Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, Boots of Swiftness, so he's pretty much doing the same build as me. I'm a little bit further along because I was in the solo lane, and I have 2-5-2 minion kills, but he also has 2-4-6, so we're pretty close overall. Probably has more to do with the fact that I have a kill and 4 assists than the fact that he has more, I have more minion kills. Anyway, they went straight to Baron after doing that Dragon, so we're going to come up here. I'm going to try to arrow it, but nope, not able to steal Baron. And now Dakota going to get just absolutely blown up by the rest of the team. So they're going to take that Baron, and that was really bad on our part. We were just too slow in moving up there. I said it during the game. I said on the team chat, you know, we just really weren't paying attention. We gave them that Baron for free. There was no reason to give that to them. If we had all gone up there about 5 seconds earlier, we could have fought them for that Baron, and we might well have won because they did take a lot of damage doing Baron. So that was a mistake. We just were in a bad position there. We gave away Baron, and now they're their team was already ahead, and now they're even further ahead. Plus, you can see, look, minions are pushing in top, minions are pushing in bottom, pushing in on us. So we really just need to bunker in here, try to defend as best we can, and just try to wait out this Baron and hopefully try to turn this thing around. But it's not looking too good at this point in time. We really were in very bad shape right now in this game. Anyway, I'm going to come up here. I wanted to put the blue on someone else on our team, but at this point in time, with us having lost these towers, it's more important just that someone on our team get it so that someone on their team doesn't get it. So we're going to put it on a Shane. Just, I guess that reduces his cooldowns. It means he can spam his heal. So that could potentially be useful if we're in a situation where we're sieged up at our tower. So that can potentially be useful, having him just spamming heals, as I said. But really, he's probably not the right person to get it on either. It's just a matter of we want to take that blue and put it on somebody before the enemy team goes in there and steals it. Because it's, even if it's not that useful on Kale, it's that much worse if it's on Malzahar or Singed or Alistar or whoever on their team. So we're going to try to defend this tower as best we can. Unfortunately, I taking some harass from Malzahar there. Was in his pool a little bit, and his Malefic Vision's just doing a lot of damage. There's an Ashe arrow coming in, hitting Developed X. I'm going to arrow Malzahar, Blink UD, just so he couldn't use his ultimate on Develop. That was what I did there. So that actually worked exactly the way I wanted it to. I'm going to get in a little poke there, but then I have to back off. So my arrow was just to prevent Malzahar from ulting Developed. He would have killed him if he had gotten off his ult there. So while he was stunned, he obviously couldn't use his ult. So that was the whole idea. And I do think that that was pretty successful. Anyway, we are taking a lot of damage here, though. And the big issue is with them having Baron buff, now that means that they are going to have all that health and mana regen. So the longer this sort of siege goes on, the worse it's going to be for us. We do have one thing going in our favor, though. These side lanes are pushing. You can see top and bottom are pushing. So that's to our advantage. But look how low I'm starting to get. I'm down below half health. So if they dive in here, I'm going to be in a bit of trouble. Developed is low. Ashane is low. Dakota in Puffball are okay, but the rest of us are pretty low. So I had a feeling right around now that they were going to dive us on this next wave. It just felt like they were going to go in right here. So let's see if they're actually going to do that or not. And let's see. Indeed, here they come. There they go. They're going to go in right here. You can just kind of tell when a team's ready to go in. They're going to engage on Dakota and do a lot of damage. But there's a nice Janna shield from Develop and a nice Janna ultimate healing a lot of damage. I'm staying in the back, just attacking, doing my damage. Fired off my arrow. It hit Cole, so that's not who I wanted. But here, going to go in and engage on Sir Bruce, and that is going to do a lot of damage to him. And right here, he's going to get killed by the tower on his way out, as I get credit. Now we can start kiting the team. Right now, going after Cole, he's taking a lot of damage, slowing with those frost shots. He's not going to be able to escape, even with his ultimate. So there we go. Unfortunately, he's going to polish off Developed at the last second, but I am going to get the kill right there. And we actually managed to score 4 kills on their team. What you didn't see was Ben God and Crazy God getting taken down. I was trying to keep the camera on me in the back of the fight, but Plasma Puffball popped his ultimate and dove into the back of their team. And I don't know who it was he took down. It was one of them. It was either Ben God or Crazy God. I couldn't see that part of the fight while I was playing because I had to keep an eye on myself. But so that actually ended up going really well. We went 4 for 2 in that fight. So we went 4 for 2, and now we were able to counter push. You can see we were able to take down that initial tower in mid. Now going to get in some poke. Can we manage to take down this tower too? It's getting quite low, but we don't actually want to die here. So just going to get in a few more shots at that tower, and now we're going to back off because their team is starting to revive. Remember, they do have a lot of teleports, so if they teleport into a fight, we could be in a lot of trouble. So at this point, better just to back off, take our winnings, cash out here, and get ready to fight again. The mistake that their team made was I think that they just dove a little too hard on that tower. They were diving into the strongest part of our defenses. They could have considered going down here and pushing this bottom lane. If they forced a fight here at this tower, the side lanes generally have weaker defenses than the middle lane. They did a lot of that last team fight between these two towers, so they were getting shot at by both towers. If they had just backed off after the initial engagement and concentrated on taking down this tower, it probably would have gone a lot better. But they ended up taking so many tower shots that even though we were behind, we were able to come out ahead in that fight. The other 2 keys to the fight were, well, a couple keys to the fight also were Developed beautiful Janna shields, a great Janna Monsoon, and you can see 417 ability power on Janna. He's building straight AP. He's not really building support at all. So his shields shielded for a ton of damage. Oh, there comes an arrow trying to hit Developed, actually hit Dakota. Shielding for a ton of damage. His heal healed us for a ton as well. The other key to the fight, Plasma Puffball getting behind the rest of their team, using his ult, getting behind the rest of the team, taking out probably Ashe, I'm pretty sure, is the one he went after. So remove their DPS from the fight. And then finally, the third key to the fight was I was able to stay safe. If you notice that whole fight, I was able to stay back behind the enemy team. I was able to just keep auto-attacking again and again and again. And I do a lot of damage at this point in time. If I can stay alive in these fights, then we're probably going to win them just because I'm doing a lot of damage. I have gotten very, very farmed in this game. Anyway, here looks like they're pushing again, but notice now they don't have Baron buff. And right here, Crazy God is out of position, so I'm going to get in a lot of damage on him. I would love to chase that, but I didn't want to chase into the brush with Cole. He could have flung me. And like right here, look at how much damage I'm getting into Cole. Even with all his armor, even with his 222 armor, that was a lot of damage. He did lose about a third of his health there. So, and I think he also popped his ultimate. Yeah, he also used his ult right there. So he used his ult probably in a situation where he didn't want to use it. Anyway, I'm trying to volley off these Banshee's Veil. Wanted to volley off of that Banshee's Veil on Sir Bruce. Wasn't able to do so. But once again, we're right back where we were before. But they don't have Baron. And so that's... Anyway, we're going to go in and fight right here. Dakota just getting annihilated by the enemy team. But with them using cooldowns on him, that is a good situation. There's Plasma, again, using his ult, going right after Blink UD in the middle of the fight. He's taking a lot of damage. He is going to go down, but he did a lot of damage before dying. Now, I'm going to finish off Cole. Next, I'm going to switch my focus, or I'm going to flash back there, and Benga has gotten caught out of position. He was in front of the enemy team. He was in front of us, so I was able to take him down with support. Now, here comes why Ashe so good. There's the slow, using the Frost Arrows to kite. Crazy God's going to try to take us down, but Develop going to finish him off with that Janna Zephyr. Now the slow, and he's not going to be able to get away. And Developed is going to help us polish that off and score the ace. So we're going to go 5 for 0 in that fight right there. And now we have our choice of a whole bunch of different targets. We can go after this middle tower. We probably should have gotten this middle tower. It was very, very low. I didn't realize how low it was. And it was on like 3 hits. But we're going to come up here. We're going to take this top tower, because there's a minion wave actually pushing this one. Take down this tower because we have the minion wave. Then on our way out, we're going to go back and notice that Baron's up. So we're going to go and head for Baron and get that too. Again, we could push into their base, but Baron is more important, not even so much getting it for ourselves, as just to deny it to the enemy team. Very important that we want to deny it so that they can't get Baron the next time it comes up. And this was kind of cute. I'm so going to tell that to my friends. I did find that kind of amusing while playing. But anyway, 3 of us here are going to go for Baron. Notice the developed shields that he's putting on me. Let's see. Can I click on myself? Oh, no. You just have to look down here. My damage goes up really high every time I get one of those shields. Although Develop was shielding himself there. I guess he was taking damage from Baron. Anyway, going to Hawk Shot this. Enemy team is not here. I was a little worried they might teleport to a ward. Remember, they do have those teleports, and we did not have a sight ward or anything here, so we couldn't tell if they had a ward there. But in any case, not going to happen. We are going to score that. And now we're finally going to get blue buff on the right person, which is Developed's Janna. Developed is building pure AP. Does have 521 ability power. So he is the one that we wanted on. And now I'm going to go back to base and turn this gold into more items. Anyway, Dakota was asking if we should do Dragon. And I was like, no, this is not the time to go run by yourself to Dragon. That would not be a good play. Anyway, so we're not going to go Dragon. It's not even up. Their team must have taken it. So I am going to finish off Last Whisper, and then at this point, I honestly didn't know what to buy because I had pretty much finished my Ashe build. I was like, do I want more armor? Do I want more damage? And I was sort of like, well, let's just buy double pot. I'll buy red and green pot here. The red and green elixirs, just drink those, and we'll just go with that. And I'll figure out what to buy later on. I rarely get to this point in my build, in this build with Ashe, but 305 minion kills. You just don't reach this point in the game very often. So I don't know. Feel free to offer suggestions on what you think I should have bought next. Maybe another defensive item. Maybe probably Guardian Angel would be a nice buy here, just because it's a late game situation. In the event that I get caught out of position, it would be nice. Of course, you can also make the argument that if I get caught out of position, we're going to lose anyway, and Guardian Angel won't do anything. But oh well, debatable there. Anyway, going to volley that Banshee's Veil off of Cole. Yeah, there's the nice crit. Although Malzahar is going to knock off my own Banshee's Veil, so that was nicely done by him. Anyway, we were going to have Developed come up here, and then we were going to look to push. You can see, as Janna, he can move very, very quickly, so he'll be able to get up here. And we're going to look to team fight. Again, I was thinking, if I can stay alive in this fight, we'll probably be able to win it. We do have Banshee's Veil. We'd love to get them to fight out away from their tower. The key thing in this fight will, again, be keeping me alive, and Plasma being able to get off another one of his nice assassinations. So there we go. I'm going to get ulted. That's a big, big problem. But Develop's going to drop that huge Janna shield on me. Anyway, Sir Bruce coming in after me. I'm going to stay in the back. Right here you can see Plasma diving after the team. I'm going to stay in the back, going after Cole. There's a nice ult from Develop right there. Going to finish off Cole. There we go. Next, we're going to switch the focus to Sir Bruce because he's a lot less tanky than the others. And there we go. He's going to go down next. Now we want to finish off Malzahar and Ashe. So going to go after them next. I'm going to continue attacking. Notice how I'm completely safe. No one attacking me. There we go. Taking down Crazy God. He's just taking so much damage. Now going to switch the focus to Bengaz Ash. There he is, getting kited once again, taking more damage, and Develop's going to chase him. Can he get this kill? Yes, Janna auto attack for the win. So that's going to score an ace. And now we have free reign, free access on their base. And we're going to go after the inhibitor, but it's actually not going to matter because their team is actually going to throw in a surrender vote right here, and that's going to be the end of the game, if I remember this correctly. Or maybe they're not going to surrender. I thought that they threw in a surrender vote when we got here. Oh, I guess not. Looks like we're going to take down the tower, and that's going to be the end of the game. So, excuse me for jumping the gun there. I thought that they surrendered here, but as it turns out, no. We're just going to push over there and push over their Nexus towers, and then this. Very good game, I'd have to say, overall. A lot of back and forth. Final stats of the game are here. I'm not going to talk too much about this. I will say that I think that I had my positioning down pretty well in those fights. I was able to stay relatively safe in the back of the fight. Developed helped me out enormously with those Janna shields. Got off some great Janna ults as well in the middle of the fights. And then we're able to chase down enemy teams with the combination of Ashe plus Janna. Just gives you so much chasing power. Plasma diving into the middle of the enemy team with his ult over and over again. He was able to get some very crucial kills on Blink Beauty's Malzahar and Bengaz Ashe. So he did a really nice job of just getting into the middle of their team, taking out the squishies, using his ult, used the Deathfire Grasp very well as well, and just played very solidly. Shane and Dakota maybe a little bit less strong in terms of the game. They were able to help out a lot at the end of the game, but oftentimes got caught out of position, so it's something they can work on. And then also just try to work on the laning phase, work on getting jungle ganks out of the brush, that sort of thing. On the other team, I thought Blink Beauty played very well. He was able to come out ahead of me in the laning phase. He was definitely stronger than me in the laning phase. Cole did a great job of pushing in that top lane, was able to win. And Sir Bruce had some great Nocturne jungle ganks as well. You saw how effective they were. But of course, Nocturne is much less effective in the team fighting stage of the game. He's much better in the laning stage, and you can kind of see how he falls off a little bit at the end of the game. Benga got super farmed. For whatever reason, wasn't able to get kills. I think that may be due to the fact that Plasma was able to take him out of a lot of those fights, but just wasn't able to get kills, and that kind of hurt their team. And then Crazy God as well wasn't able to get any kills and was just building tanky. Did a nice job of that, but just wasn't, for whatever reason, wasn't able to get into the middle of our team and be all that effective. Anyway, the game really turned around when their team kind of got a little too aggressive. They were a little too aggressive at diving, and that allowed us to win some fights and sort of flip the game around. So really, just a case of over-aggression. Maybe could have been a little bit less aggressive in diving and forcing some of those fights, and the game might have ended up differently. But overall, very fun game, very fun to watch. If you want to watch this and other games, they are also I did stream this game, and so it's also saved on my live stream if you want to see what it looked like when I was playing. Anything that I stream will be saved on, you can go check it out on my live stream channel. Those videos do get saved afterwards, so it's linked under this video if you want to check it out, or you can check out the YouTube stuff that I put up here on this channel. So again, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, hope you enjoyed this, and I'll try to see you guys again soon. Until then, take care.